Now, what I think is going to happen, back to the age of prosperity, Renaissance 2.0, is I believe, and it's not that I believe it, we're already seeing it, it's already happening, back to using or needing a medium of exchange that the current system can't support. So there's no way for me to send 25 cents to somebody in another country. It costs more than that to send a transaction.
Yeah, microtransactions have not been
microtransactions, but also high frequency of. So if you and I traded $5 back and forth online 100 times, it's gone.
Yep.
So you can't do microtransactions. You can't do fast transactions. Also, there's about 1 billion adults in the world who have no access to banking because they don't have permission to join. So you need permission. So you have to be a person. You have to have KYC. You have to have the documents, et cetera. And you can't be from a sanctioned country, et cetera. Well, machines aren't people. Mm-hmm. So Bitcoin is not only borderless and permissionless, it's also personless. So now we can have a machine that can have its own wallet and can do microtransactions over high frequency. So, for example, we already have AI agents. AI agents is a rapidly growing space.
Oh, that's going to be huge.
Yeah. And so we already had AI agents that have gone out, done a business plan, found out what you want to do, found a domain name for it, gone and bought the domain name using Bitcoin Lightning.
They'll set up a whole business. I mean, in the very near future, an AI agent, you have a business idea at dinner, it'll just set it up for you.
But how's it going to pay to hire other agents?
Right. Yeah.
Because it can't do it with fiat.
Right. But it can do it from machine to machine. There's going to be a whole ecosystem of.
But it can't do it with US dollars.
Right. No, of course it can't. Yeah. But there's going to be a whole ecosystem of a machine economy. Self-driving cars is a great example because those could be like autonomous corporations, right? Each car, for example, could be. And we're going to have to give machines a certain kind of rights that they don't have today in order to be able to
I don't know about all that. I don't believe in the I don't believe in the singularity and they're smarter than us and they need human rights. Someone created them.
No, but they don't have to be smarter than us, right? An autonomous car could be its own business.
No, but somebody created that and put that program into it, right? So at that point, that person owns it. But what doesn't change the fact that it still needs to go work on an autonomous level. Yeah. Doesn't change the fact that it still needs to be able to send and receive payment. Doesn't change the fact that I create an agent that's going to go do autonomous work on my behalf. So it still needs to be able to transact, but I created the agents working on my behalf. But we've already seen, so we're building out a bunch of AI agent workflows in my company. And I saw this one workflow where basically this company has, all the officers of the company, sales and marketing, et cetera. And they've created these AI agents that shadow each of the positions.
Amazing.
And so then it logs all the conversations and all the tasks and all the counters, right? And so now, I don't know if you've seen this, but now it's pretty common. You can talk to it, verbally. So now the CEO could call any of the officers' shadow agents and just talk to them. Hey, what is this like? Whatever. But now the AI agent shadows are talking amongst themselves. Right. So now marketing's talking to sales without the people, but the agents on their behalf. Yeah. So it's happening really fast. And this is all 6 months in.
I know.
And so I think that's what's really going to push the Bitcoin medium of exchange narrative really, really rapidly, because only that can really solve that problem.
So does all of this awesome technology that is, it's here, but it's going to just get more and more amazing. Does it make us all so prosperous that we have a lot more money to spend into the system, which is push inflation, or is pull inflation, right? Because we're demanding more stuff with our prosperity. That could be very inflationary when at the same time the technology is in its essence deflationary because we're getting more for less with technology. It's really hard to come to, at least for me, I haven't really settled on.
I think it depends on how much the government tries to stand in the way. So as we already talked about, right, if you look at some asset prices have seen massive, consumer prices have seen massive deflation, and some have seen massive inflation. And it really depends on which ones the government's involved in.
Yeah.
And so if the government gets out of the way and we allow a free market, of course, consumers are always going to step in and fill those needs. Always. That's how the free market works. Yep. What the Trump administration is doing specifically is trying to just get rid of all the red tape and really peel that back. I believe,
which is a wonderful thing.
I believe they'll be very successful. He was successful with doing that in his first term.
Yep.
So I would say if the government can get out of the way, then we would have the full benefit of that. Just think about it, right? It's like when we were still in the gold standard, 1970, a cup of coffee was, I don't know, I wasn't buying coffee at that time, but 10 cents or whatever.
Well, yeah, you can see it in movies. There'd be some, what they used to call a hobo or a bum on the street saying, brother, can I have 10 cents for a cup of coffee?
Okay.
Can I have a dime
and
for a
wouldn't
cup
you
of
think
coffee?
with all the technology that we have today, it would be faster, easier, and cheaper to get a bean from Colombia or Costa Rica to my cup today?
Of course, yeah.
But instead it's now $4. We just had coffee, right? It's $4. And so I think it goes the other way. I think I believe in massive prosperity. I believe that, again, as I said earlier, it's always technology that changes the world. And the government, I mentioned that we were, the majority of people, the problem that we have is that we were trained for an industrial system that's no longer here and equipped with tools that's no longer here. Yeah. But the government that we have today was a government that was designed for the industrial era. Mm-hmm. And the government that we have today is no longer compatible with the world that we live in either.
Couldn't agree more.
And so it's going to change rapidly as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if we see borderless, stateless. Government definitely needs to redesign itself, and it's the slowest moving thing of all. Yeah, interesting. Okay, anything you want to say in closing?
I saw yesterday a leaked memo on Twitter, and it was the CEO of Shopify, and they're not hiring anybody that is not proficient in AI. Mm-hmm. And now they've incorporated it into all their performance reviews. And if you're not improving with AI, mm-hmm. you're not working there.
Interesting. And Shopify is a big e-commerce website builder. I guess that's right.
But I've been telling my team for weeks now, for maybe a month, it's like you either learn these tools, you get replaced by them. And so what I would say to people listening, people that we talk to, our audience, is like, this is the greatest opportunity we've ever had. The future is not evenly distributed.
Yep.
So we have
that's what Peter Thiel says. Yeah.
Bitcoin's given us this decade to really pile in before the world's catching on, and still today people are still skeptical. So it's still not evenly distributed. Now's your time even to pile into that, and now we have these new tools. And so for those of us that see the opportunity before others, now is the time. I think it's going to lead to the greatest opportunity. And while the skies are a little dark and scary right now because of the tariff wars, I think if you look a little further out, it's pretty positive.
Yeah, I think I couldn't agree more. That's Mark Moss. Check him out on YouTube and his podcast. Mark, thank you again.
Yeah, Jason, love it.